Alright, I'm going to try to stick this to 5 minutes. This is Jordan Reed here, and my book finally came out. I think I have all 5 pre-sold copies already ready to go to the people that claim that they want to buy them. I'm going to be selling them for $10 plus shipping to the people that want to buy them. So it's actually a combo feature. So in other words, this is in manga, as most people know, you have to go from right to left. So these are actually some beginnings about. Here you have some in-color things about how to draw scenes, showing you the behind-the-scenes work for some of these artists that are in this book. So it's multiple authors in this book. It's kind of a hodgepodge of a lot of different artists in the club that I'm in. And so you go all the way through. Lots of different stories here. But of course, both first and last is my story. So you can go from here. However, it's also meant to be read this way. Because I was the only foreigner in the club, they decided, hey, why don't we do it the foreigner's way, left to right. And so you actually can start off with my story. So my story here, Kaleidoscope Heart is the name. That there's a lot of very important word choices, and even stuff in the background are sometimes very important. Even something that's not particularly well drawn, like a Ferris wheel. There's a lot of Easter eggs, first of all, to Western culture. Like movie posters, like pay attention to posters. Sometimes I draw those better than the subject matter. I don't know why, but that's my quirk. I get really into detail when it comes to posters. So yeah, I got a lot of posters and backgrounds. So I got like references and calls to different YouTubers. Like I have Legal Eagle in this book, so you have to find out where he is. Legal Eagle's in here. It's gonna be too obvious, but kind of obvious. He's a YouTuber that I sometimes watch, as well as other older references like Predator's in here, and other various things. There's a lot of Easter eggs of different kinds in here. However, a lot of things, like I mentioned earlier, Ferris wheel, actually have to do with personal things that are not really going to be discussed in the comic book. But first of all, this is a love story. So the main character, Dylan, yes, that's his name, has an identity crisis about who he is. So he's actually a pretty cool guy, and everything's fine until he's going through his university, and he meets someone new that really shakes him up and making him kind of wonder, who is he really on the inside? Is he the same person he was for the last few years, or is he someone new and wants to start a new journey? And that's kind of the topic that gets explored in this Kaleidoscope Heart. There's also a multilingual, so if you are interested in seeing Chinese as well as English, well, you're definitely going to get some of that. So for example, you can see here, we've got Chinese and English. Also, at the same time, on occasion, you'll have even Cebuano. Cebuano is a type of Philippine language, not Tagalog, however you pronounce it, Tagalog. And so then you got this one right here. So there's some Cebuano right here. Now, I'm only going to show just a couple of the pages, but yeah. So this is I'm guessing this one's going to be Francisco's copy. So Francisco, if you want, this one's the one from the YouTube channel. I guess if you really wanted to, it doesn't really matter. They're all the same. But if you want to, you can claim this one as the one you get. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stories in here from different authors, but also mine. Hopefully, this is my worst work. It's not like a grade A awesomeness one, but it was really heartfelt. So this wasn't just me like goofing around in class. I mean, there's a lot of effort that put around in here. I spent a lot of days when I should have been doing homework to work on this, and I got like all kinds of background details, very immaculately done, everything was, even though it's a short comic, everything was done very intentionally. And there are plenty of, like half of these pages, I would actually travel 2 hours by train to go to a location that reminded me of certain personal events in my life that inspired me to make this whole comic book in the first place. So quite literally, I would even travel to an entirely different county, which means something different in Asia than it does in America, where traveling to another county is like a 20-minute drive. No, I would travel 2 whole hours by train just to get the inspiration in the park to do this. Or I'd have terrible back pain because I have this like really unergonomic plastic chair that I even unfortunately broke while making this comic book, giving back pain, butt pain, eye pain, but that's not the chair's fault, like headaches, and I was staring at screen time way too long. So this took a lot of effort into it, as short as it is, and as humble as this comic is. I really do want to give credit where credit's due, because I don't like giving myself credit. I like to be a little bit too humble most of the time, and I really like to say I'm proud of myself, and I'm also proud of those that support me, and also have decided that they want to take one of these books for themselves. Again, it's not just my work. There's plenty of other people's work in here too. And fortunately, you can read from right to left or left to right. So yeah, I just want to keep this kind of short, but it's just just a story. Like there's Batman in here. Look, yeah, there's Batman. Not very obviously Batman, but he's in there. Various other Easter eggs. So yeah, man, it was fun working. It's just nice seeing this on paper, you know. But yeah, even like this collage page right here, I'm going to show very briefly. That page took a whole lot of work. I mean, I was putting in all kinds of details. It took me a few days to do that one, and just hours upon hours to do this thing. And it's just so tedious because it's not like it's super extra high quality either. So I'm working like a normal quality on this stuff. I'm still putting, I'm putting as much, I'm giving it my all. I'm not trying to say it's like trashy, but I'm giving my all, and I'm like, man, it took a lot of effort just to not finish every single day and to get more. And then of course there's also dealing with like different editing stuff. So as in I have to communicate with the editor all the time. I have to get things right. I have to, like, I had an original order for all these pages, and I had to change the order of my story, which was fine because a lot of this stuff actually doesn't matter when they happened for the most part. But I had to change some of the order of my story because some pages have to be left side, some pages have to be right side, and I have to have an even amount of left and right hand pages. And just the way things were drawn, some things just couldn't have been a left page or a right page. So I had to put things in different orders, and I had to really keep a checklist, which was really difficult, of which ones were which, because I was like saving things in different folders in different places. Some were on the cloud, some were on the computer. Some were only sent through Line. Like some of them I just somehow didn't have a copy of, and it was only sent through Line Messenger, and I had to resave to get my own copy of it or something. It was just crazy how disorganized everything got very quickly. So yeah, this was a lot of work, and I'm hopefully it's just a nice first step. So this is the femme fatale female interest of the story, and I hope you enjoy it. And also the work of the others in here. So, nice book about maybe, again, these parts are in color. Let me see if I can find a good one here. This one looks cool. So this is an example of the extra stuff they put in here. I don't know. I'm guessing this is like 50 pages or something. 50 to 100 pages. I don't know. Somewhere between 50 to 100 pages of material. It's a nice, meaty. It's a meaty book, and it feels good. Like this cover feels great. Like this all feels good. Doesn't have really that super good smell of a comic book. It smells very like it actually doesn't have a smell to it. That's basically what it is. There's actually kind of no smell to this. But yeah, that's fine though. Yeah, so I'm actually interested myself in reading some of these other comics from the other people. But also just looking at mine, just actually seeing it on real published paper feels great. So yeah, I think I got all the copies because I had to buy these out of my own pocket so I can give them to you guys because they were actually surprised when I bought so many. So I got 5 copies. I know 3 for sure are gone. Maybe the other 2 are too. But if anyone else is interested that's watching this video and into having a copy, I can possibly buy more on the 21st. So that's next week. So basically 1 week from now, I have the chance of buying more if they're available. It depends on how much these books sell and all these other details. So if they sell well, then I might not be able to buy anymore. So if you do want another copy of this book, I'm going to sign it to and write a note or whatever for each of you individually if I know you, if that's what you want. Because I'm not like actually famous or anything, but if that's something that you think would be cool, that's something I could do. Anyway, I could do all that. Anyway, but if anyone else would like a copy, I can definitely try to purchase that in advance, or purchase that next week at the next available opportunity. But again, it all depends on if they have them or not. So please let me know because there's a chance that that's 5 copies is all the world's ever getting. Which again, I'm not really that famous, so it's not like it's a big deal, but it's it's still nice. So thank you guys, whoever supports me, thank you for supporting me, and thank you for being at least a small part of this experience for me. It's cool. I'm actually an author now. Not a big time author, but an author nonetheless. So that's kind of exciting to say. Anyway, Jordan Reed or Wenda signing out.